it's important to say, man, whatever that dream is, absolutely go for it. And then just continue to push the dreams further, right? Whatever it is that makes you happy. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be money. Like it could be
No.
anything. Could be,
Yep.
giving back, or maybe you're wanting to be a missionary. I mean, there's a million things where it's like, if that's your dream, absolutely go for it.
Yeah, I don't want to discourage anybody from doing it. I think we just go through these phases, and the phase I'm at now is pretty far removed from kind of that guy that was trying to get out of his day job. Like that took so much time and energy, but that was a phase in the same way that college was a phase, or it's a long time ago, but think about how scary it was, like to go to high school the first day or middle school. Like, God, that was this huge change, and you just got over it and figured it out, and it's no big deal, and everybody did it. So yeah, absolutely chase your dreams. And if if you want to get out of your W-2, and that's a dream for you, for sure. There's a lot of people have done it, and you can do it too. And it's worthy. So one of the things I've kind of struggled with the past couple of years is this concept of hedonic adaptation. And I've had to really kind of come to terms with that, but can't remember where I read it, but they said, if, whether you win the lottery and win $1 million, $10 million, or you lose your eyesight, 90 days later, you're just back to baseline happiness. Like, doesn't matter. So that's tough pill to swallow for me. That's like chasing something, thinking that I'm going to defeat that mechanism, right? That, I mean, dude, we have our family has a freaking jet, and we fly around the country and go on vacations, and like we're used to it. And it's the weirdest thing, because that was the biggest, craziest dream at one point, and then it happened, and it was like, oh my God. And sure enough, you normalize it, and you're like, where we flying the jet into? We're going to Colorado. We flying into Eagle. Like, okay, cool. Like, all right, well, make sure to bring some snacks, and it's like, and my kids,
It's
and
hilarious, man.
I'm looking at my kids like, y'all know this isn't normal, right? They're like, yeah, we know. And I'm like, but it's normal for y'all. Hell, it's normal for me, like months in. So at this point, I'm kind of like, nothing's going to change anything. You could, bigger jet, I don't know, a house here, a house there, you name it with stuff. And it's like, you're going to normalize it. And then same on the bad side, like challenges in business, like massive challenges that would have probably just killed me a few years ago. Now you're just like, yeah, I'm kind of, I'm normal. I've normalized this negative experience where, like, yeah, it's just kind of par for the course. So it's a hell of a thing that your brain adapts to anything. And I'm sure it's a survival mechanism, but that is not to take away from chasing your goals. I mean, I really believe like you should chase whatever it is that you, I don't say whatever you want. Some people want things that are maybe going to harm somebody, but if there's like a dream that you could go after, and your intuition is really pulling you toward it. I think that's kind of what I've done my whole life. It's like, I really want this. It can't really justify it, but I'm going to pursue it. And, a lot of times the cool thing about business is to get money coming in, you got to do a bunch of stuff to help a bunch of people first, with like no guarantee of anything happening. And then if you do it well enough, then the money comes back. So you're constantly, as a business owner, like, how do I serve better? How do I serve better? How do I make a better product? How do I make a better experience? How do I make something better for somebody out there that they will willingly part with their capital? Like, their choice. I can't make them do it, but what can we create that will attract people? And that's any business owner out there. And so, it's kind of this, at it as an ideal. It doesn't always work like this, but it's kind of this thing where, like, how much can you contribute? That's the game. How much can you contribute to society? And I don't mean giving it away. I have a foundation. I have a 501c3. We give money away. It's cool. I love it. Feels good. It grows when our companies grow, but that's like a piece of it. I'm talking about just being useful to society in some way, providing housing or providing jobs or providing whatever. And kind of that game of how much utility and value can I create for humanity is going to feed all my dreams. And to me, I'm going to play that game for the rest of my life. There's nothing more fun than that. So that's the game that keeps me from chasing the horizon and expecting to kind of get there. It's not a get there. It's an ongoing game of how much value can you create out there in the world.
Yeah, no, this is my maybe favorite thing we've said today is when you're looking to make money, right? I think this is a mistake a lot of new entrepreneurs make. And the thing is, I'm new too. So I'm basically taking what you're saying, hopefully, and sort of spinning in the way that you want to say it as well. But like provide value, number one. Like give someone something, to your point, that's helps them where they may want to part with their money. And sometimes they don't, right? Sometimes that help is free. Sometimes you're like, here's some value, here's some really cool stuff. If you want more of it, you may have to part with some money, like that type of thing. But ultimately, it's starting with the end user in mind. And
Right.
what's interesting is if you study like really high quality businesses, if you study high quality entrepreneurs, and I don't mean high quality people, I just mean the business itself,
Yeah.
they're providing a value, they're providing something that people love, right? It makes their life easier, it makes their life more fun, it makes some sort of service that helps them in the journey they're headed on. That is number one in their mind. And then
Mhm.
the kind of byproduct is money. It's not the opposite. It's not how can I grab money from this person? It's more how can I provide a really quality service for that person? So I love, love, love what you just said. Like that is kind of the end all most worthy thing you can do, because at the end of the day, that's exactly what you should be focused on, right? Businesses that tend to fail, I think, forget the user experience,
Mhm.
forget the service that they're providing is meant to help someone rather than trying to grab as much capital as you can, kind of thing. That's just what I took from that. And I think
Yeah.
that's a huge, huge, huge thing to hear.
Yeah, I think about Amazon just being obsessed with the customer experience. For years and years and years, Bezos and the whole team kind of obsessed with it. And yeah, people can hate on Amazon, Bezos, whatever, but like I freaking love getting my phone out and pushing a button and it's here this after. Like I marvel at it. It's amazing.
It's
And
amazing. My wife
that's
also loves it.
yeah. Oh my, I mean,
Just kidding.
we also we all love it. And in our company, we kind of obsessed about the investor experience. Like, man, let's make this amazing, right? And so that focus has led to like, okay, we've got capital to do kind of all the deals we want because of that obsession first. And it's interesting too. I think you see a lot in the real estate community, which is really cool. You see it a lot. I mean, Think and Grow Rich kind of hammers this home to go the extra mile and always, I think something that was drilled into me early through that book. I read it when I was 14 to always render more service than you're paid for. And God, that just stuck with me. And you see that a lot with kind of the abundance mentality that we see talked about a lot within, say, GoBundance or within, say, real estate investing circles. That might not be the default for most people that you meet. That's okay. But that's kind of I think the one thing is this, hey man, we're just gonna keep giving value and keep giving value. I've no idea how some of this ROI is gonna shake out, but I think it's more of a mentality of always trying to kind of create value first, and then and then you get it back, and it's not a clean, not a clean point A to point B, but I think more of a mentality of creating value, creating a good experience for whoever the stakeholder is, like customer or family or investors. Like there's a million different ways to provide value to somebody out there. But yeah, I think that's it. And that's what I really like about, being on podcasts, being real estate investor. And, a lot of investors I've found kind of have this abundance mentality that maybe I haven't seen in other industries. And it's the best, man. It's the best way to be.